We're starting this workout with 100 high knees. This is an AMRAP workout, so we're going through this circuit as many reps as possible. So 100 high knees, you want to keep your shoulders back and down and your core brought in. So this is going to help bring your legs up a lot higher. If you let that core go, your legs are really going to have a hard time getting high up. And just remember, shoulders back and down. You can use your arms for momentum. I chose to cross my arms. It's up to you, whatever you're most comfortable with. The next one is calf poppers. If you have a skipping rope, you're welcome to skip instead. And again, you want to have your core nice and tight, pulled in, shoulders back and down away from your ears. And you're feeling this in your calf muscles. So every time you jump up, you're flicking your heels so that you're feeling this in your calves. You're wanting to stay on your toes the entire time. Don't drop your heels down. This is going to keep your calves engaged throughout the entire workout. Next, we have 80 butt kicks. Again, you want to really make sure your core is drawn in nice and tight and that you're kicking your bum with every repetition. And again, shoulders back and down away from your ears and really focusing on drawing that core in throughout this entire motion. Next, we have 70 abductor squats. So you're coming down in a squat position. Make sure you really have engagement in your glutes. So you're going to get that by drawing your stomach in and putting most of the weight in your heels. So you should be very light in your toes. Once you get that engagement, you're pulsing your knees outwards, and that's going to create a stronger engagement in your glutes. If you want to make this workout a little bit harder, you can put a band around your knees, but I wouldn't recommend that until you can get the motion without the band. So again, really focusing on pulling that stomach in so that your glutes can be engaged here. We aren't wanting our quads or our hamstrings engaged. This is mostly our glutes we're focusing on. And again, really draw that stomach in to get that glute engagement. Next, we have 60 kickbacks, so that's 30 aside. And like the rest of the exercises, focusing on pulling your stomach in nice and tight. And we are lifting our legs back with our glutes. So don't let your hips move too much. This isn't a motion for your lower back. This is for your glutes only. So angle your foot so that your glutes can be targeted. Some people might have to turn them out to a 45 degrees, or you might be one of the few that can get that engagement kicking straight back. Whichever works for your body is the right angle to be doing. Just make sure you're really drawing that stomach in if you're having a hard time engaging your glute muscles. Next, we're doing 50 hovering fire hydrants. So first, you want to make sure your stomach is pulled in nice and tight and you're keeping level hips. So you're not wanting to be turning your hips side to side. Think about balancing something on your lower back, and you should be feeling this solely in your glutes. If this is a little bit too challenging to be hovering, you can drop down to your knees, whichever you're most comfortable with. So once you get that engagement and you really feel that squeeze, then you can drop your leg down and switch to the other one. This should be a very minor movement. So really focus on glute isolation and don't worry about how far your legs are going left to right. Again, if you're having a hard time engaging your glutes, really make sure your stomach's pulled in nice and tight and you're engaging your core. Next, we have 40 alternating reverse lunges. So your front foot should be mostly in your heel. So that's the key with a lunge, is you want to have your front leg mostly in your heel. Your back leg should just be for a little bit of stability, but it should just be a light tap down with that back leg. The majority of your weight should be in that front leg. And again, you're wanting to feel this predominantly in your glutes, so make sure you have your stomach drawn in nice and tight. You can put your arms out forward for stability, which is what I'm doing. If you want a little bit more stability, you can hold a bit of weight in your hands. Whatever gets you that engagement in your glute muscles is the way that you should be doing it. So shoulders back down away from your ears, core pulled in nice and tight, and really, really holding most of the weight with that front heel. We're doing plyo lunges, so the same movement but just at a much quicker pace. If you're having a hard time feeling this in your glutes, I wouldn't recommend going to this step, but I would just speed up the reverse lunges. So just do them at a much quicker pace. The key with this exercise is to keep a very, very strong core. If your core goes, your balance goes. So you can see I even had a bit of a hard time there. And we're doing a total of 30. Next, we have jumping jacks. So again, the focus here is to have a nice tight core. It should be much easier to do that with this exercise, so really take advantage of that and really, really engage your core throughout this exercise. And finally, we have body weight squats, and make sure that you're squeezing at the top. You're wanting to keep that engagement the whole way down, so only go as low as what you're able to hold on to that engagement for. So don't drop so low that all of the pressure transfers into your quads. You're wanting to keep that pressure in your glutes. So make sure you're nice and light in your toes and you're driving through your heels.